Yeah, I think we beat a good team tonight. UConn's a very good team. I think their RPI is around 50. And I just liked, we're trying to lean into being, hard to scout in the sense of that we can send the ball anywhere. And I thought Kendra did a good job tonight. Our set distribution was pretty good, and obviously our offensive numbers were good. So that's a good team that I think will be back in Omaha over Thanksgiving for the conference tournament. I'll be surprised if they're not playing at the end. It was a fun win for us.
Questions for anyone?
Another good start. I imagine that was paramount. I guess you probably didn't want to mess around again. What did you see that were the keys to kind of the consistency of your hitting efficiency, your passing, starting behind the line, all those kind of things?
Well, I thought, we really went after it behind the line. We had a lot of service errors. I could hear the fans groaning at different times. But I think 6 of them came in set 1. I thought we did kind of clean that up. But the flip side was we were serving so well. I mean, we were disrupting things. I mean, they were rarely in system. So, it's that the fans don't get that sometimes, but, we want to, if we they're a good enough team. If you send an easy ball over, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to put it down. So I thought that was good. Anytime we were in system, I thought we terminated first ball almost every time. So it was really important not to let Werkermeister, I don't know how to pronounce number 12, going on that serve. I mean, you guys saw on that 3-point run by her, I think Maddy did a lot of times passing her, not every time, but I mean, that thing's got some pop on it, and when she gets it into a seam, it is a tough ball. And we told them in scout, like, she goes on runs. I mean, they'd play teams, and she'd be the reason they'd come back and win. And so we didn't want her to get going. I thought that was really key that we got out of that, except for that one time. I think we got out of her rotation immediately, which was huge, I think.
Just to expound on what she touched on there for the players, when you're behind the line and you do make an error, how can you tell whether you did your job or not, even if the result isn't maybe necessarily what everyone outside the lines is observing it should be?
I think we just work a lot on tempo, and so just leaving it all out there. I think obviously errors are going to happen when you're trying to work on that tempo, but if you're missing on a ball that you're not hitting as hard, I feel like you kind of feel like you didn't leave it all back there, I guess. And so as long as you continue to go after it on the next one, so then you don't leave thinking that you could have put more pace on the ball. But, you just move on quick, and then the next one go back. Consistency is important, but also that tempo, so just finding that balance of getting both.
You got Marquette coming in Tuesday. That's been one of the biggest rivals. How much are you looking forward to that? I mean, the team is playing really well going into that match.
Yeah, it'll be my first time playing against Marquette, so I'm really excited. I mean, since day one of me walking in the program, I know that's a big rivalry for us, so I'm excited, and I'm happy the first one's at home. But yeah, we should have a good crowd, and we're gonna be feeling it. So yeah, I'm excited to compete and do it with my teammates.
How about you?
Yeah, same thing. Super excited. The rivalry's big, and so being at home, like she said, is going to be really fun.
On FS1?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that
it's going to
too.
be awesome. But our fans have been so
Plus.
awesome, and so they definitely help with some of these wins. So, yeah, if they come up, it'll be awesome.
Do you like getting it right away out of the non-con that you guys had, or do you want to work up to it at all? How do you feel about how early it's coming, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we'll play them twice, so, I mean, it just depends. But, yeah, I'm excited. They've been playing really well, so either way, it'll be fun.
Coach, headed into conference play, how has the mindset kind of changed for you guys, if it has at all, to kind of keep that momentum going for you guys?
Well, I think what we've talked about is we're the hunted now. And so we have to show up every day because everyone's going to be giving their best game to us is the anticipation. And then we have to continue to get better. So, some nights we'll be playing teams that are as good as teams that we played during non-con, and other nights maybe they're not as strong. But if we don't play well and they play really well, we can have trouble. I mean, I've been in this conference long enough to know a lot of teams have knocked us off in random years. So the goal of this team is a lot of long-term things, but in the short term, we want to win a Big East championship, and that means being ready to go every night, but also improving every night. So, some things that we're working on in practice for the long term, we can do during these games, and we're trying to do those things.
You and Nora, were really sharp today, really efficient. How are you able to be so terminal and so consistently terminal, especially, and there wasn't really a drop off?
I think parity helps a ton. Our middles were creating lots of seams for us by holding the middles. Out of system setting is something we've been really focusing on. Maddy was putting up really good balls tonight. But yeah, Nora hit 786. She played amazing. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, our team, the setting, obviously Kendra, but out of system setting was really good tonight too, which really helps a lot.
So you guys obviously have very high volleyball IQ, but like, how much of that comes from preparation before the game, and how much of it is more like instinct during the game?
I think we do a really good job of scouting, so it's a lot of that, but we were talking kind of about how this team will come out with sort of a game plan, and there were some changes that you need to make in the game. One of their outsides was kind of getting us on a cut shot, and so that's one of those things that in the game you have to change, but they do a really good job of preparing us, so as long as we study it and come prepared, they help a lot, and I think that helps a ton.
Yeah, I personally think it's a strong balance between both. Some players don't even really like to watch film, things like that, and it's more of just like showing up, things like that. But I think if you utilize the scout and the film, it could really help you. But then, like Ava was saying, in the game, making those changes, like if we think the game plan's this and maybe it has to change last second, but yeah, definitely balance the both.
I don't know how accurate this is, but it feels like Workmeister's jump top has got to be one of the hardest in the country to deal with, just on the pace and how precise she was with it. How did you handle that tonight? Like how are you able to get them out of that rotation when she went back there?
Yeah, I personally love to pass topspin serves.
Really?
Yeah, float serves are like a lot more mentally tough, just because obviously it could drop at any second, things like that. So topspin, and Adam, our assistant coach, worked with us all week on it, just hammering balls behind the end line with us. But yeah, I think for me it's almost like a defensive move, and if you call it fast and you call it first, like that's your ball and you just go and get it. So it's kind of my mentality.
I do think the impressive thing with Emma's serve is she's so consistent at it. She's really low air on it, and I think she might be leading the country in aces. I mean, it's a fantastic serve, and I think it's good for us to face it, you know, because again, you don't see that but we've faced a couple already this year, and so I think those situations prepped us to be ready to handle her.
Anything else?
Yeah, you and Marquette kind of have a similar philosophy. It's kind of a wear and win knock-on. What have you seen from them in terms of how it's sharpened them to the same degree that it's sharpened you?
Yeah, Marquette is basically the same team that we've seen for about 2 straight years. They're loaded all over. I think they're playing a lot better than they were the first week or two. They were a little bit higher, as what I saw on paper and from talking to their coach. I think they've cleaned it up and are playing really good volleyball right now. So it's always a dogfight. It'll be fun. We just want our fans to pack it in, because I think we want to showcase what a great fan atmosphere we have. It helps with recruiting, and I think it helps our institution.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.